Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 19 of Your Nation United, as today we're walking into a pretty big episode as we're going into the 2029 offseason here with the Moscow Superstars, and we're looking to just give this team that slightest little inch to be in the playoffs, as we just this year we missed out by like 4 points, which just was a huge kick in the nads. But before I get into today's episode, I'd like to just say, if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. That'll be very much appreciated, boys. So let's get into this episode, as we got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. As in the last one, we made some big deals. We brought in Askarov, and we also brought in Ivar Provorov, which I did unfortunately break a rule. Not necessarily. I'm going to tweak the rule a little bit for no trade clauses when we're not really going to be a playoff team and we're trading away players like a Georgiev. It's fine if you trade them in the last year of their no trade clause, because this challenge is already hard enough as it is. So the last year of players no trade clause, we're allowed to trade them. Not no movement you're not allowed to move, but no trade clauses, you're allowed to move them in the last year of their deal to anywhere you want. Anyways, the Moscow Superstars had a really good season this last year. We went 45, 34, and 3, which I think was one of our best seasons yet. I think our other best season was nowhere near this one. Analytically, you look at the team, though, we weren't the greatest team in the world. Our goals for per game was up there, but it definitely wasn't the greatest. And I mean, our division was stacked. This division, without a doubt, is one of the best divisions in the league. You look at all the other goals for per game is nowhere near compared to the Atlantic and what we have to face with. Even our goals against, I think our goals against would be a lot better if we weren't facing a division where they scored like 50 goals a game. I mean, if we were in an easier division, I think it would be a lot easier. I mean, even look at the power play. We have a 21.2%. I mean, that would be pretty high in most of the other divisions. But in this one, oh no, it is not. You are near the bottom of the division for the power play, and our PK is actually not terrible, but it's definitely not the greatest. So going into next year, we're just going to be tweaking things. We're going to improve the team. We did that during trade deadline. We picked up a really nice defenseman in Ivar Provorov, who was fantastic for the team during that time from deadline to missing out in the playoffs. He was almost a point per game for a defenseman, plus and minus of 12. He was fantastic. Everything that we need him to be, he was that guy that we were hoping to pick up in free agency. We just weren't able to. Our goaltending wise, we got a great goalie in Askarov, so now we're going to have a nice tandem in Nikushkin and Askarov, just depending on how much, Askarov is asking for. But we have some nice future pieces coming in here for the Moscow Superstars. We have some really nice looking players. So, let's send them up to the draft, because basically that's all we got to do. There's not a lot of guys that we got to sign. There's not a lot of guys that look like that might jump up. There's a lot of defensemen that might jump up into the roster, which is nice. But basically, for the Moscow Superstars, we don't got a lot of else going for us right now going into the next year. We hopefully could get lucky with free agency maybe, but honestly, we've been running low on Russians, I feel. Boston Bruins are your Stanley Cup champions. I think we've swallowed up most of the Russians around the league, especially for the defensemen. But now it's time to improve the forward core. I think that's the biggest thing that we got to improve upon next, is that forward core. So the Moscow Superstars, where are we drafting at? Maybe 16th overall, because it only shows the 15th spot. So maybe we were drafting like 16th overall. I think that's where. Oh no, we didn't have our first round pick, but I think we're around the 16th overall selection there. So Sagan retires, Kessel, Huberdeau, Panarin retires this year, who did get a couple years as a Moscow Superstar player. Oh no, only 1 year. That was the year that we did unfortunately miss the playoffs. I mean, we haven't even missed or made it to the playoffs yet, and I'm desperately wanting to. Yeah, even Kuznetsov retired this year, so we're definitely seeing some Russians kind of go away from the NHL, retire. So we got to get hopefully lucky with some Russians coming through the pipeline here at the drafts, because if not, then we're just going to be shit out of luck, honestly. We're not going to be able to get the guys that we really want to. So hopefully this draft's going to be nice. Before we jump jump into the draft, I actually want to take a look at the record book because we're almost 10 years into this franchise and we haven't necessarily taken a look at the record book a whole lot. So for the Moscow Superstars, let's take a quick look at them. As Gurianov leading the team in points with 522. I mean, he's been here since year one. So Nikushkin as well, 9 years spent as a Moscow Superstar. Nikita Koltsov up there with most assists with 334. Nikushkin and Gurianov up there with most games played. Nikita Zadrov up there for most penalty minutes. Nikushkin leading both shutouts and wins almost at 100. He's very close to that. And then Matei Michkov, of course, for goal scoring. He's been dominant, 255 goals. Now, season records, we got Zadrov. He's up there for most games played. Nikushkin for most shutouts in the year, which was this past season, which was awesome. Rene Veliv, most penalty minutes on the team with 89. Matei Michkov got the most goals back in 2027 with 63. OV with the most points. 2022. Malkin up there in 2025 with the most assists. And Nikushkin with 26 wins this past season. So rookie records, you got Koltsov up there. Michkov, of course, up there with points and goals. He had a terrific season when he was a rookie. And then most points in the game was Nikita Koltsov this past season was 6 at this crazy Novi with 4 goals in one game there and back in 2022. So some cool, amazing records. No one has necessarily hit 1,000 points yet. Gurianov is 500 points away. Will we hit that? I don't know. But the Boston Bruins are your Stanley Cup champions. I guess before we jump into the draft too, I'd like to take a look at the awards right quick. Your Boston Bruins are Stanley Cup champions once again after, I think, a decade of losing or something like that. They are finally your Stanley Cup champions. They were going up against the Calgary Flames. Ken Johnson won the Art Ross there. Our memorial goes to Mikko Rantanen. James Norris goes to Quinn Hughes. Brain Point wins the Lady Byng. McCollum wins the Calder. Jack Eichel gets the Colin Smythe. Spencer Knight wins the Vezina. Luckinen wins the William M. Jennings Ball. Wins the Bill Masterton. Huxley, Jack Adams. Heischer wins the Frank J. Selke. Ted Lindsay goes to Mikko Rantanen. And Ken Johnson wins the Maurice Richard as well. So he's dominant in the goal scoring department there. So let's jump right into the entry draft here with the Moscow Superstars. We're hoping to have a decent draft here. I don't know if we're going to make any deals. I think we've already made a lot of deals over the past little bit, and we don't really have the assets to do, a lot of trades anymore, since I want to, try to build this prospect system back up. I mean, we've been saying that for years upon years, and we haven't really been getting lucky with, the prospects over the past little bit. I think our best is Boris Levinov. But even then, I mean, who knows if he's going to be good enough or whatever, right? Like, Habib Bulin's probably the only guy. Vizhinesky, I mean, he had a terrific season with the AHL club there. I think he might be ready to play some full-time in the NHL, so maybe give him a try. But anyways, it's him to our second-round pick. I'd also like to see what that Russian was. Oh, man, that would have been nice. This guy was a Belarus guy, I think. He would have been awesome to grab. I think the other guy, what was his name again? Jenkimov's 2A player, medium. That would have been nice to have on the team. But whatevs. We'll have to hopefully get lucky with our second-round pick here at the 15th overall selection. So we got Kashva, Vaslav Kasha. Sure, medium top 6, hopefully. Hopefully that'll be. And a medium top 9. Yeah, typical stuff. Like usual, we get usually cucked like usual. I don't think there's ever been a year where we got really super lucky with a lot of our draft picks. So, yeah, Vitaly Univalov, yeah, he's not that great either. Offensive defenseman, low top 6. This draft's not looking very good either. So another rough draft here for the Moscow Superstars. And with these challenges, it always seems like I just get my ass whooped every time I do these challenges. I did one where it was just like a BC only one, and that was such a challenging one to do. And now here with the Moscow Superstars, we have a team. We're almost there. It's just we're just not making it in. I'll even take this guy. We'll take some randos, because honestly, right now, there's not a lot of good-looking players in this draft right now. From what I can see, there's not a lot of good players. So it's kind of a bummer. I really would like to get some good damn players. There we go. Right-handed defenseman. We really need some right-handed defensemen. So if he could develop, then that would be awesome. If not, then that sucks. Definitely not hoping on him, because he's definitely not the greatest looking guy in the world. So maybe we could find some like 17-year-olds. Sergei Levinov. Sure, we'll give him a shot. Give him a shot. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. I mean, this is what I was kind of expecting again. I mean, we've been getting these type of drafts every single season. I don't think we've really had a good successful draft since like Matei Michkov and Nikita Koltsov. I think those were our two best picks ever, and everyone else has been Vorobyov has been a decent guy, but I mean, when you only have 3-4 prospects that work, you know, it's bound to happen where your team just slowly declines into nothing, because over time, Provorov and Sergachev, so those guys are never going to be, they're not going to be able to keep playing, you know, that we're going to have to face that. And we're not going to have guys to replace those guys is the biggest problem. We're not going to have Matei Michkov forever. I mean, probably throughout this entire franchise mode, but you know, it's just, he's going to age sooner or later, and we gotta find pieces for this team, man. We really do. Anyway, so Nikita Koltsov, we got to get you back on the team. That's an obvious. Oh, my Lord. Wow. $10 million for Nikita Koltsov. Jesus, bud. Trying to make me bankrupt or something, dude? Jesus. Yakov Trenin, like, back on the team, but he wants 2.3. Why are all these guys asking for tons of money, dude? Why are you guys doing this to me this year? We're trying to build a good team. I understand when this team sucks ass, you probably don't want to play here any longer, but, you know, I really don't want you to leave me, because I would really like to keep you. Because this team is starting to go down the hill very quick. And that's not a good sign that this team is going to start going down the hill very quick. We cannot let that happen right now with this team. That cannot be a thing that happens here with the Moscow Superstars. Honestly. We gotta play our best right now. Like, we really honestly gotta play our fucking best. And Nikita Koltsov, he is a very instrumental part to the team. So we'll see what the wheel will decide on Nikita Koltsov's contract, because that'll be a big thing. So have no movement, have no trade clause. Might as well do 10.2, 4 years, 2 years no movement, 2 years no trade clause for Nikita Koltsov. Definitely not the contract I was imagining. Chaika, oh my Lord, even Chaika wants a ton of money. I mean, we got the top 6 that we're going to go with. Chaika, it sucks to lose you, but Zadorov can, oh my Lord, dude. Why are all these players asking for so much, bruh? So I guess we're going to have to go with Wisniewski and Puskarybov in that top 6 this upcoming season. We're losing everyone this year. No one really wants to play with the Moscow Superstars. I mean, I understandable after years and years and years of losing. It's just, what's the point of any more playing with this team, right? Like, there's no point. There's no point playing with a team that's constantly losing and hasn't changed their ways over the past little bit, right? That's the biggest problem here with the Moscow Superstars. So, Askarov would like to sign back, which is perfect. Yeah, we'll do 2 years. 6.4 is really, really cheap for Yaroslav Askarov. And I don't know if Nikushkin will want to come back next year, so maybe it was a smart idea. So have no movement, have no trade clause as well for Askarov. Nikushkin, how much does he want? He wants like 9 mil. So, yeah, man, we are really, this free agency has really depleted this team this year. We have lost a lot of big name players that were pivotal parts of almost every single year of this team. Nikita Koltsov, come on, bud. 4 years. Sign you that. Oh my Lord. Nikita Koltsov doesn't even want to come back to the team. Say what? 10.5 for 5 years. That's like the max I would want. Wow. Even Nikita Koltsov doesn't want to come back to the team this year. Shit. Can we get you like a 1-year deal? $10.2 million? Would that satisfy your needs? No. And I don't want to pay him more than Matei Michkov. We already have to deal with the no movement clause. So, Nikita Koltsov. God damn it, man. Fuck. Why does everyone want to leave the team now, man? We're about to build a fucking team that's almost there, and everyone wants to fucking leave. Fuck, man. This is so dumb. I have no idea what the fuck to do with this team anymore, man. That actually aggravates me so fucking bad. Honestly. I mean, we could try to sign these guys in free agency, but then we have to compete with the other teams. I don't like fucking doing that. Fuck, man. Let's see what there is. Oh, man, that frustrates me. So, Tom Wilson. Yeah, I know this guy's probably a Finn. Let's try to get Nikita Koltsov again. Because we need him. Honestly, we need him. 5 years. Hopefully, we're spinning the wheel on him again to see what he'd like. Nothing. Nothing for this one. 5 years, $9.8 million for Nikita Koltsov. Hopefully he comes back. We don't want to massively overpay him. We need a lot of Russians this year. There we go. Actually, though, Alexander Kunavanov. Do we really need him, though? Do we really need him? We're paying a lot of money. We got a lot of Russians this year, so we might actually maybe have you guys help me with this one, because we got Chinkanov, we got Kunavanov right now. Who else do we got coming up here? I mean, we can really build the depth. I mean, we got Kravatsov this year as well. Defensively, he's not terrible. Physical. I mean, we could really build this team up. I think I might actually have to take a little bit, you know, of off video time to plan what I want to do with this team, because we kind of did get kicked in the nuts this upcoming, you know, this past free agency. We'd lost a lot of pivotal pieces to this team that are huge guys, like you know, a big guy Nikushkin. Why am I forgetting some of the players' name? We almost lost Nikita Koltsov. Chaika didn't even want to return to the team, so we've lost some pretty big pivotal guys going into this upcoming season, and definitely don't want to pay him $6 million. So maybe we do pay some forwards, because we need forward depth right now. We got that defensive depth, Provorov and all that. We got the defense. But I think is what we go for. I don't even think I need to take the time off of this off video to see what I want to do, because honestly, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We need offense. We need offensive depth coming towards this next season, right? Our first line was Koltsov, Podkolzin, Michkov, and then we could go with Ruslan Koltsov, Gurianov, Vorbayov, Chekovich, Nikushkin, Ropasov could play fourth line if really needed. Alexiev is still going to play on that fourth line with Ropasov. So if we bring in Kunavanov to play with Chekovich and Nikushkin, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Both of them are still at one-year deals. You bring in Kunavanov, who, yeah, you're going to have to overpay, but he's going to be a very big guy to the team, especially for that third-line center. If you need to bring him up, you can. We could almost just went with Chinkanov and Kunavanov, but we're going to go with Kunavanov here. How well does he look? Defensively, not bad. He had a really good season there with Colorado, 76 points. He's been ripping it up there with Colorado, so why not give him an opportunity? Why not? I mean, that's the problem. He's a medium top 9. If he fucking drastically drops off, then that's going to blow. Because he only had one good season, and we're paying him a lot. And a full-blown no movement clause for Kunavanov? Yeah, I don't want to give a guy no movement clause right now, especially. I don't want to risk that. So we're gonna go after Kravatsov here. We're gonna go after just some, you know, not lesser players, just smarter picks for this team right now. We don't need to go completely bankrupt on a couple players just because we're panicking and we need to be a good team. Kravatsov's cheap. We don't have to really pay him too much, and he's a nice young player. 2.75 for the next 2 years for Kravatsov. And we'll bring back in Trendon as well, since we need an extra centerman. Right? Improve the depth a little bit. I guess that's what we could do, right? Improve it by a little bit if we can. 2.75. There we go. We also need a goaltender as well. A backup goaltender would be nice, because we're definitely not going to be able to bring back in Nikushkin. That's not happening at almost $9 million. Gorgiev we could almost bring back in for a year, because I don't think there's really going to be any other Russians that will be good. Tarasov we could bring in. He's not terrible. That wouldn't be a bad backup to... He had some decent years there with Colorado in the NHL, so, you know, not a bad idea. 79 overall. We'll just sign him for a cheap deal. 1.5, not 7 years, 1.5 million. 1.5 million for a year. We'll see if we get that. And also the coaching staff is going to be changed up as well this upcoming season, because Fisher, not bad. He hasn't been a bad coach for the team. I think we've hired him for the past 2 years, and he's massively improved this team. Maybe we could use somebody better, though. Let's just get rid of the coaching staff again. Let's just redo it. Let's just redo the coaching staff. Let's bring in some new people. And let's see what we could do for the Moscow Superstars, because I really feel like we could bring in a really, really good coach this upcoming season. So someone that can fit the team really well as well. This Dahlman guy fits. Vorobyov, Gurianov doesn't fit too well, but everyone, he doesn't fit too bad. Pavelski, not bad. Komisarek, nah, not Wild, not Leopold. Dika's almost there. Ballard is near there. There's not a lot of fantastic coaches. We don't want to get down to the low B's. I think it was either not Flynn. Kyler Dahlman's not bad. He's balanced and he fits majority of the players, and he's had a really good record there with Buffalo. He's made Buffalo not into a good playoff team, but into a good perennial playoff team. So Dahlman, I want you to be the head coach of the Moscow Superstars, bud. You look like a hell of a good coach, and I feel like you'd be a perfect fit for the team. For our assistant coaches, I wouldn't mind bringing in Matthew Serno as an associate coach here. And then as an assistant, we need a good PK guy. Sure, let's bring in Caden Corso that can do both. That'd be perfect for the team, because we need to be all forces coming into next year. Like, legit, we need to be the best team that we could possibly be going into next year. Without a doubt. Like, if we could hire a good coach, then we'll take that opportunity and hire a good coach, because we need to. We need to make this team good this year. I don't want to be a perennial loser here with the Moscow Superstars. I want to be a perennial winner. So there we go. There's all the coaches. We got all the signings. Hopefully that we'll be getting back in the team, like Nikita Koltsov. Hopefully we'll be bringing him back into the squad. If not, then maybe Kunavanov, but that's a risky play. So looks like everyone is accepting, which is nice and really good to see from everyone. Everyone's accepting and coming onto the team. I'm happy. I'm really happy about that. But the biggest thing is, are we going to get back Nikita Koltsov? Kravatsov, Tarasov, we got all of those guys back, but the biggest name is Koltsov. And he does. We signed back here with the Moscow Superstars, and we're back in buyer mode. Perfect. Perfect. So we got everyone back that we wanted. We got all the coaches that we wanted to get on the team. That is absolutely perfect. So what was looking like it was going to be a bad offseason actually kind of flipped into not a bad looking offseason. So looking at his depth-wise, Michkov, Podkolzin, Koltsov, Gurianov, Vorobyov for our top six. Not a bad-looking top six. We could play Vorobyov or Nikita Koltsov as one of the centermans, right? We could swap Chekovich, Nikushkin, Karvatsov, Ropasov, Trenin, Alexiev as our depth. Not bad. I like it. I wish we could bring in some newer guys, but not really. Puskareva, Vizhnevsky, and we also have Habib Bulin. It looks like we're going to be mostly relying on these guys. We're going to be relying on the young guns to jump up this year, and then Tarasov and Askarov will be the tandem going into this upcoming season. So, some different changes here looking for the Moscow Superstars. Some different stuff going on. I don't think we're going to be... I mean, Chaika we could afford, but when we already got so many defensemen, and we picked up Provorov. Chaika's a big loss. In the hypothetical standards of it is a big loss. It really is. But I mean, he doesn't fit anywhere right now. It's gonna suck to lose him, but we're gonna have to lose him right now. That's just the way that stuff's gonna have to be. We got some better guys right now higher up in the pipeline. He doesn't want to really be here anyways in the first place, so might as well move on from him. We'll pick up Zadorov again, and we'll go with that team. That will be the 2029-2030 Moscow Superstars, and will we finally make it into the playoffs? Who knows, in this new decade. Hopefully will be able to make it into the playoffs. But 2030 is coming here for the Moscow Superstars, and it is coming close. And I'm excited to see what this team will look like coming into this next season. Definitely not a lot of changes, and that was the biggest thing I guess you could look at, is that we didn't do a lot, where we actually kind of got a lot worse. We're not going to be going with the tandem like how we did with, Askarov and Nikushkin. We're going to be going with Askarov and Tarasov. So Askarov is going to be carrying this team. He's going to have to be the big guy for us. Otherwise, Provorov was the biggest pickup last year, who made us a lot better. We're going to rely on him, and then Kravatsov and Zadorov, I guess. Right? We didn't really pick up a whole lot because I didn't really see anybody that we could have really picked up. Michkov, yeah, same guys. Same guys for the uniforms. Michkov's still the captain. And let's take a look at what we got coming here for the Moscow Superstars. Michkov, Podkolzin, Ruslan Koltsov up at a 90. Awesome. Looking good there for the top 6. Our depth is looking deadly as ever. Not bad. Defensively, Provorov, Sergachev, Gavirikov, Mukhamadullin. It is a very old defensive core, and you guys will probably bust my balls for, getting rid of Chaika, especially when all these guys are old as balls. But when you got to do something, you got to risk it sometimes, and that's what we're doing here. Habibulin and Vizhnevsky still down there, in Askarov and Tarasov. So nothing too much has changed here. For the Moscow Superstars, we'll do the lineups, though. We'll take a look at what we want to do here. So, yes, him there. Koltsov there. Do we want to, maybe do Vorobayev up on the top line, maybe? Maybe. Because Vorobayev wasn't terrible up on that top line this past season. 59 points. Let's give it a try. Podkolzin, Vorobayev, Mateev, Michkov. We'll see how that works. Gurianov, Ruslan Koltsov, and Nikita Koltsov will play the Koltsov brothers together this upcoming season. And then Nikushkin, Chekhovich, Ropitsov, and then Kravatsov. Maybe we could do like that. No. Kravatsov, Nikushkin, Chekhovich, Kravatsov, Ropitsov could play on the third line with Alexeyev and Trenin. Provorov, Sergachev, Zadorov. I'd rather have Gavirikov up there. Or Gavirikov. I always say his name wrong. And then Paskarov and Zadorov. That's not a bad-looking defensive core. All right? Not a bad-looking team. The team is improved by a little bit this upcoming season. We got a little bit better depth-wise, which was the biggest thing that we need to improve upon. Our top 6 is looking really good. So, honestly, I could see this team making it into the playoffs. I can. But the problem is how hard our division is going to be. That's going to be the biggest factor this year, is how hard is the Atlantic division going to be. There is a lot of free agents. We've seen Sam Reinhart in there. So maybe, some of these teams kind of got worse. And that's what we're hoping that's going to happen in this upcoming season, is that a lot of the other teams got worse and that we got a little bit better. That gives us a little bit of an edge. And hopefully we will finally make it into the playoffs. But that will be in the next episode. For right now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigo.